Hello, this is Top Stories on Viewer Television. I am Chinon Sopam. And now talks between the federal government and organized labor over the removal of fuel subsidy ended in a deadlock on Wednesday as they failed to reach a consensus following the hike in petrol pump prices to over 700 naira from 195 per litre by oil marketers. Dele Alake, the spokesman to President Bola Tinubu, disclosed this on Wednesday while briefing journalists on the outcome of the meeting between the federal government and the NLC. Alake said talks between the labor union and the government will continue at a later date. And the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has confirmed it adjusted pump prices of petroleum motor spirit, known better as petrol, across the country. In a statement issued on Wednesday and signed by its Chief Corporate Communications Officer Garba Dean Mohammed, the National Oil Company explained that the adjusted pump price was in line with current market realities. And less than 24 hours after President Bola Tinubu declared an end to fuel subsidy, the pump price of petrol skyrocketed to 600 naira per litre from 195 naira per litre in many parts of the country. The development equally triggered a 100% hike in transport fares, while long queues resurfaced at fuel stations across Lagos, Abuja, Ilorin, Benin, Asaba, Port Harcourt, Kano, Makurdi, and other major cities and urban areas. And now Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State has taken over the baton of leadership from Kebbi Governor Senator Atiku Bagudu as the new chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum. It was gathered that Uzodinma was elected via consensus during a strategic meeting of the PGF on Wednesday. Among those in attendance were Governors Mai Mala Buni of Yobe, Yahaya Bello of Kogi State, Abdullahi Sule Nasarawa, Muhammad Bagu of Niger State, Uba Sani Kaduna, Inuwa Yahaya of Gombe State, Nasir Idris of Kebbi, and Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State. A few hours after his election, Uzodinma was presented to the national chairman of the party, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, and members of the National Working Committee at the party secretariat in Abuja. And Governor Olorutomi Arekedolu of Ondo State on Wednesday warned petroleum marketers as well as owners of fuel stations in the state against hoarding premium motor spirit, PMS, popularly known as petrol. According to Akeredolu, the warning became imperative after long queues surfaced at filling stations across the state, particularly in Akure, the state capital. Akeredolu has therefore directed the state's task force to move round and deal with those hoarding the product. He said that this became important due to the long queues which had surfaced at filling stations across the state, especially in Akure, since Monday. The governor said all petrol stations in the state should dispense fuel in the tanks to ease the people of the long hours spent at fuel stations. And President Bola Tinubu on Wednesday said Nigeria is open for business and constructive partnerships. The president spoke while hosting President Xi Jinping of China's special envoy, Peng Jingai, at the presidential villa in Abuja. Mr. Peng said the two countries at present had good bilateral relations and economic cooperation, noting that Chinese companies were doing well in Nigeria in railways, roads, hydropower, and free trade zones. While commending Mr. Tinubu's plan to lead Nigeria to a new era of economic development and prosperity, the Chinese envoy, however, said there were areas where Nigeria could benefit from China. He called on the two countries to share ideas and align strategies, urging the president to also create more conducive environments for investment. And now Senators Matthew of Edo South and Ayo Akinyeluri of Ondo Central on Wednesday resigned their memberships of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Both senators who announced their resignation during plenary did not announce the party they would defect to. Orohide, who is the chairman, Senate Public Accounts Committee, said his immediate resignation of his membership from PDP arose out of the negative political energy emanating at the moment from the irreconcilable differences and squabbles within the PDP at the national level and especially in his dear state, Edo. And the Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma on Wednesday defended subsidy removal, saying all presidential candidates promised to end the policy during their campaigns. Uzodinma also said the governors elected on the All Progressives Congress APC platform endorsed the decision to remove the subsidy. And when asked for his take on President Bola Tinubu's pronouncement that subsidy is gone, Uzodinma urged that the former Lagos governor has done nothing unusual, according to him. It is on record that all the presidential candidates of the major political parties promised during their campaigns that they will remove petroleum subsidy. The incumbent governor, before he left, made us know that fuel subsidy is no longer sustainable. What we are talking about now is the implementation process, how to implement the program in a manner that will not be hard on the people. And he thinks the government is working on it. And the Presidential Election Petition Court, PEPC, on Wednesday adjourned further proceedings in the petition by the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, against the outcome of the February 25th election till today. The adjournment, which was at the instance of Obi and his political party, was predicated on the ill health of two secretariat staff of the petitioners. He said the indisposition of the duo, who were described as part of the engine room of his legal secretariat, affected his plan to tender vital documents before the court to prove his allegation that the presidential election was rigged in favor of President Bola Tinubu of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. And now the National Association of Resident Doctors in Kaduna has urged Governor Uba Sani to declare a state of emergency in the health sector. The association's president, Rufai Mahmood Usman, made the call in an interview as part of the association's expectations from the new government in Kaduna. He decreed that the general and rural hospitals lacked adequate infrastructure and personnel. Mahmood Usman added that the governor should review health workers and other civil servant salaries, adding that although the previous administration made efforts to tackle insecurity, Kaduna residents expect new strategies to combat the menace. And that's all on Top Stories. Many thanks for watching. I am Chinon Sopam. Please do stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs.